With all of the active shooters in Mississippi, is Tougaloo prepared for the worst? Aspiring female eaglets get a look of what's to come from their dorm. Students welcome their Lady Bulldogs volleyball team with open arms for their first game. The Bulldogs basketball teams are ready to shock Mississippi. Let's see how they're getting ready. As Take Me Out to the Ball Game is stuck in our heads, we'll check on Tougaloo's baseball team.
From Tougaloo College, this is Channel 19, Eagle Eye News.
Good morning. I am DeMarcus Burrell, and I will be bringing you the news. Chief Edna Drake believes the campus will be ready, no matter what the surprise.
When it comes to law enforcement, Chief Edna Drake and her staff have been around the block more than a few times.
We have well over combined 90 years of law enforcement experience.
Hearing about the 2 school shootings Mississippi has had this month, Chief Drake believes campus security is ready for any situation.
All of our officers, even the officers that are unarmed, are trained on a daily basis.
Even though all officers are trained, campus security still has help waiting.
We work right now very closely with all of the local law enforcement agencies, state, federal law enforcement agency, and our emergency responders.
When asked what should the campus do if we were to ever have an active shooter, Chief Drake responded,
Shelter in place is where we would want all of our students, faculty, staff, to stay where they are.
the students need to know what to do in case of a shooter, so Chief Drake planned an event.
We're going to have an active shooter drill on the campus that will involve the student, will involve staff, and will involve faculty.
In efforts to prevent active shooters from getting on campus, security has put more focus on checking decals at the gate.
We want to make sure that everyone on this campus are students, faculty, or staff that belong here because you all have a decal.
Tougaloo sells decals in Jamerson Hall for $10 each. For more information on the active shooter protocol, go to tougaloo.edu's emergency procedures page. For freshman girls at Tougaloo College, it costs about $2,800 to stay in Renner Hall. I am on the story to see if it's really worth it.
Living in Renner Hall has been a new experience for Quenisha Williams.
It has been interesting. A lot of different things have happened.
When she first saw her dorm room, Miss Williams thought,
It's kind of small for 2 people. I would consider it small for 2 people.
Miss Williams not only had a problem with the bedrooms, but she also had issues with the bathrooms.
The shower was clogged for like first 2 weeks I was there, but they fixed it eventually.
When asked what hygiene problem in the bathroom really irks her, Miss Williams responded,
The floors of the showers could be cleaner. Those are nasty.
the hygiene issues were not contained in only the bathroom. It also spread to house 2.
It stinks a lot in house 2 most of the time.
Washers and dryers are not readily accessible in Renner.
There's one of each per house. It's kind of difficult considering everybody's washing on the same days.
With all of these problems with Renner, Miss Williams had a suggestion.
I think there should be a new freshman building. I don't know what they should do with Renner. They could make it a private dorm facility.
Tougaloo College welcomes home the Lady Bulldogs volleyball teams after a very long road trip. Tougaloo's Lady Bulldog volleyball team is playing their first home game after 13 games away from the Owens Health and Wellness Center. They will play Southern University at New Orleans on September 21st.
To be better than we were last year. We have enough hitters and enough players to get us to that next level. Right now, we're doing okay, but we could be doing better. We have 12 games left, so we're just going to continue working hard to complete the season successfully.
The volleyball team is looking to turn things around with this game. The Bulldogs basketball team have a surprise in store for Tougaloo College. They have been preparing for this surprise all semester. The basketball teams have been training as early as 5:30 in the morning and working non-stop to achieve goals they have set for themselves in the preseason. From running, CrossFit, and shooting drills, the teams are getting close to reaching their expectations.
Trying to put in a couple of offense, trying to put in defenses, but we're going kind of slow. So, it's going to take time.
Actual baseball practice has not started yet, but that has not stopped the Tougaloo Bulldogs from preparing. The baseball team has been running around campus nearly every morning, even before school started. Their tireless efforts to continue to get better will be on display once the season gets underway.
Again, I feel pretty good about this team. It's a young team, but a lot of baseball guys, they kind of know the game a little bit.
Tougaloo College pays students to tutor, but it doesn't seem like they're getting their money's worth. Tougaloo College pays some of its students to tutor those who need a little more assistance outside of class. The problem is that the tutor's time is usually wasted because no one will show up to get tutored. Students will refuse to go to see the tutors while their grades continue to slide, and the tutors just sit back and collect a paycheck.
I think the students don't come just because they're lazy. They don't want to come, but then they complain about the grade they get. Plain and simple.
As the years go by, the definition of a Tougaloo man and woman gets kind of blurry. The standards were set on what it means to be a Tougaloo man or woman in a poem. In this poem, it describes a student who is well versed in all aspects of a student, from academics, music, and even after business hours. Year after year, new freshman classes come, and it seems as if the students are losing sight of what standards they are supposed to uphold.
I feel like when I first transferred here my sophomore year, there was a lot more academic integrity. There's a lot more social integrity on campus, and as people come and go, it just starts getting lower and lower. I mean, there's people that come in every class that are like always awesome. They're always great, but there's always fewer and fewer of them, especially when you just keep going up on the years.
It is easy to travel Tougaloo's campus on foot, but it's a completely different story in a vehicle. Tougaloo College's campus is saturated with one-way streets. With about 4 one-way streets on a campus this small, everyone who drives has to go completely out of their way just to get from point A to point B.
They should try to at least open up a dirt path or some type of pathway for students to get around campus.
Tougaloo has always been praised for their academics, and with their constant fight for excellence, students struggle to balance their social lives with their academic lives. I investigate the situation. For students struggling to balance academics during testing periods, Dr. Harper and her counseling services are here to help.
We do try to provide some coping skills and some ways to help them learn how they study, how they learn, the time that they may have to do that.
Students must find the perfect medium between academics and their social lives.
In everything, we want to have balance.
A key way to alleviate stress and stay balanced is to be prepared.
I also find that test anxiety sometimes come from not knowing the material.
When one receives more attention than the other, everything can get thrown off.
A student shouldn't work all the time and they shouldn't play all the time. They do need to balance that schedule.
To maintain this balance, students can combine their social and academic lives.
Student affairs have quite a few, and academic affairs, of extracurricular activities that's learning through there.
Midterms are here, and time management is important.
Take a little time to determine when is your best time to study. Make sure you get 8 hours of sleep, at least more than 5.
Academics at Tougaloo are strenuous enough. Students need to take a break from time to time.
Just do some little things that make you happy and kind of get you away from the strain of the everyday studies.
Tougaloo has always been praised for their academics, and with their constant fight for excellence, students struggle to balance their social lives with their academic lives. I investigate the situation. For students struggling to balance academics during testing periods, Dr. Harper and her counseling services are here to help.
We do try to provide some coping skills and some ways to help them learn how they study, how they learn, the time that they may have to do that.
Students must find the perfect medium between academics and their social lives.
In everything, we want to have balance.
A key way to alleviate stress and stay balanced is to be prepared.
I also find that test anxiety sometimes come from not knowing the material.
When one receives more attention than the other, everything can get thrown off.
A student shouldn't work all the time and they shouldn't play all the time. They do need to balance that schedule.
To maintain this balance, students can combine their social and academic lives.
Student affairs have quite a few, and academic affairs, of extracurricular activities that's learning through there.
Midterms are here, and time management is important.
Take a little time to determine when is your best time to study. Make sure you get 8 hours of sleep, at least more than 5.
Academics at Tougaloo are strenuous enough. Students need to take a break from time to time.
Just do some little things that make you happy and kind of get you away from the strain of the everyday studies.
I am DeMarcus Burrell. Thanks for watching this very special edition of Tougaloo Eagle Eye News. Hope to see you again soon.